Hello Year 11 and welcome to our third video here for our third topic. We are looking at division of polynomials. We've added and subtracted polynomials before and even multiplied them, and that was quite okay. Division is a little bit trickier. Okay, division's a little bit trickier. First of all, let's remind ourselves of some words we may have used all the way back in, I don't know, year 3 or something, when we first learned to divide. So, I have a dividend, a divisor, a quotient, and a remainder. Okay, if I do something like 7 divided by 2, then 7 is the dividend, 2 is the divisor. The quotient would be 3, and the remainder would be 1. Okay, you can see that from the diagram there. You're familiar with the idea of division. How that works with polynomials, on the other hand, well, that's a bit interesting. So here we go. If I have some polynomial a of x, if I have some polynomial a of x and I divide it by b of x, then I will get a quotient q of x and perhaps a remainder r of x. Right, like that. I'd say it gets simpler, but well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'll show you how it works and we'll follow the pattern. I think perhaps though that you've had a look at some of this, perhaps if you're lucky, before. So my dividend is 4x cubed plus 8x squared minus 6x plus 7. Something to watch out here is where I have a term with coefficient of 0, so sort of like a missing term in the pattern. Here I've got a cubed, squared, power of 1 and a constant. That's fine, but we've just got to be careful with our working where we don't. And I'm going to divide that by x plus 1. Why might we do this? Well, it certainly helps us factorize. Polynomials is one of the options. So, here we go. X plus 1 into this. What we do is we just take the leading term of the divisor. Right? That happens to be x here. And I work out how many times does that go into our dividend. So, x goes into 4x cubed, goes into that 4x squared times. Now I take the start here of my quotient and multiply it by the divisor. So now I do 4x squared times this. 4x squared times x will be 4x cubed. And 4x squared times 1 is 4x squared. Write that down here, rule line underneath, and subtract one from the other. So they cancel out. 4x cubed minus 4x cubed is 0, but 8x squared minus 4x squared is 4x squared. We'll bring the rest down, minus 6x plus 7. Now we treat this one here as my dividend now. X plus 1 into this, so x goes into 4x squared 4x times. And 4x times my divisor is 4x squared plus 4x. Rule line underneath and do the subtraction. And I get negative 6 minus 4x is negative 10x plus 7. Now x plus 1 goes into that negative 10 times. And I multiply that out and I get negative 10x minus 10. Right, and I end up with a remainder of 17. Now x doesn't go into that anymore. So I have a remainder of 17, and we can write it as, therefore, if we like, 4x cubed plus 8x squared minus 6x plus 7 space equals x plus 1 outside of 4x squared plus 4x minus 10 plus 17. Okay? Rightio. We've got another one here to do. We have x to the 4 plus x plus 1 divided by x squared minus 1. Let's check this one out. X to the, in fact. So I've written this one here out. You see I've left a bit of a space there for really my x cubed and x squared terms. It just makes it a bit easier when we're doing our subtraction here. So x squared goes, x to the 4 goes into that x squared times. And that gives me x to the 4 minus x squared. Okay. Now what I've really got is 0x squared minus x squared minus negative x squared. So that gives me x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so I subtract a negative from 0. Now x squared goes into x squared. It goes into that one time, doesn't it? And that gives me x squared minus 1. I'm just going to put it over there, rule it off. Now, take that away. Now I've got an x minus 0x. In fact, sorry, I should put the minus over here. So that gives me an x, and 1 minus negative 1 is plus 1. Oh, plus 2, sorry. And x squared doesn't go into my x anymore. So I can say that x to the 4 plus x plus 1 equals x squared minus 1 inside of x squared plus 1 with a remainder of x plus 2. Okay, I could expand that out, collect like terms, and I'll get back to x to the 4 plus x plus 1. Rightio. That is the division of polynomials. There's a little bit of work in there, something to practice. It's really not that hard if you remember what to do. And it is definitely one of those things that you can forget what to do. Okay, particularly after 25 years. Now, practice doing those, and they are reasonably straightforward. Just be careful subtracting negatives, particularly when there doesn't appear to be something to take it away from. Okay, all good. You know what to do. If you've got any problems, jot them down, ask me in class. Okay, see you then.